Well, it's looking like you don't really know which way to go, Slay. It's over, pretty much. But I see you gathering up, you know, other presidents, changes in Senate seats. None of that will matter because, from the looks of things, the vote is on hold just like everything else. You still gotta practice social distance. That's still on hold. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it not hot enough out there? And you gotta put a mask on every time you go in. And just shout out to St. Jude sponsoring. That's another thing. You want to try to police reform, and it's just gonna put more into that. There's nothing gonna happen for the victims. Why? Because they're not giving a certified justice to them, which is you have to take some of the implementation that you use on citizens and use it on everyone, even the president, because you said no one is above the law. But from the looks of things, someone has to be above the law in order to make people wear a mask and social distance. Because there's nothing in the law that say that that's mandatory for any diseases. But who gets harassed and socialized through your media? You got commercials out with "Don't be this guy without the mask on." And then I said to myself, well, if we're telling people what to do in life, then what is life? And I mean that by any aspect, because it's a lot of, what you call it, individuals with a social following. And I'm not following you to be social. Trust me. Not at all. I'm just figuring out an algorithm to a date that I'm late for. Now, it seems that I arrived. No one wants to let me into their party because you have a specific standard to your parties. Who's gonna follow? Because I don't feel it's justifiable for my current situation. And neither is it legal. Just like I said, you got a hard time breathing already, and you got to put a mask on. Or let's just say you want one of them, what you call it, oxygen tanks with the nostrils on, and you got to take your oxygen off, put the mask on. I wonder if there's any of them. I haven't seen it. You know what I mean? And like I said, was it a structured plan that's been implemented? Did it work? The question is, though. Coronavirus daily news update from the Seattle Times, not the New York Times. Like I said, you expanding and you socializing this new form of idea stealing. But like I said before, it's just not seeming to work for you because no one has the money to feed into your idea. And second stimulus talk, we've been talking that talk for about over 6 weeks or so. Over 6 weeks or so. Seattle Times says June 24th. What to know about today's COVID-19 in Seattle area. A case surges across Washington State. Yakima County. I mean, let your mayor tell it everything is fine. Remember, and pools are reopening. That's a good thing, huh? Gather them all up, put them all in the pool and everything else. That way, you can, they got chlorophene in it. And yeah, that's twice they got the Seattle Times up there with the breaks and the outs. The thing is, man, I realize this is just one big mess. Fireworks are booming before the 4th of July. I mean, the people want to cause an uproar somehow, some way. And to be honest with you, I think that's from, somebody with a lot of fireworks. And who can confiscate all of those fireworks? And I'm trying to figure out your moves and all of that, and they just not seeming to. And then I said to myself, you got another move that you playing right now, but I'll find out about that tomorrow, sooner or later. Because I realized that my social media is being, how you said, scanned. Which I don't mind it. I just like the stories that comes out of it. Which is, what you call it, relationship advice. Due to certain circumstances, it might be beneath me. Yeah, that's pretty much the way I'm looking at it. And to obtain what you can't, you insult. But it's not me to give you what you want to obtain. It's the maker. North Carolina requires face covering statewide. You see, this is, like I said, this is going to a point where it's like saying you can't wear black socks. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. And like I said, the CDC opinion embarked on your human right. Because Trump hasn't worn a mask ever. City Council approves massive Google landing office project. I mean, you need to have Google in every state because you're monitoring every single position, every single status, and you're allowing those that work for you to scan through the, That's why I said, man, I had some things wake me up, probably, you know. And it wasn't. I mean, it's been firecrackers, but that's besides the fact. You want to keep people up. You want to keep them up so they can be tired during the day. You want to prolong this coronavirus epidemic, when in reality, like I said, you don't want to accept where it's coming from, because then you would have to go and do a whole bunch. And like I said, that could push you back for, I don't know, but it definitely will be a long period of time if again, you don't care about that. Care about specifics. Mark Cuban endorses Joe Biden on Fox News because he actually wants to run. Ah, man, like I said, celebrities turn into politics. It puts a, a mark on the political status. And to be honest with you, it's to a point where I don't want to even be a part of it in any way, because it's not fair. It's becoming, you get in on account of your status instead of your plan. I mean, you want rich leaders to rule the world. And I just think you have enough to not be a part of politics. But that's just not the case. It's the complete opposite. You want to change things to where the point where, like I said, I don't want to be a part of it. Texas hits all-time high in corona cases. Well, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, man. You want to check the numbers of COVIDs. You want to do this and that. I'm trying to tell you, it's a process. And the longer they have you sit in, the longer these cases gonna go, because you gotta get out. You gotta expand. But if you don't expand, the rich will only get richer, because the rich are in control of the government. And they pay people numerous things to do so. Even pay them to, you know, avoid certain things and certain people. And I thought to myself, if that ain't conspiracy, then what is it? What is conspiracy? But you don't want to go into details of that because it's too far-fetched. So, Ben and Jerry teams to want to make a comeback, delivering grim news to COVID-19 patients' families. I don't want to go into the details of bad news between this pandemic that could be, but like I said, we will find out after a week or so of wherever he threw that rally at, and we'll find out if those people get infected at rapid rates or not. I'm not hoping for it. But that's pretty much every news that's out there right now. Majority. It's saying they got a vaccine. Scientists pursues old and new techniques. Nah, you just want to use my idea. Same thing down with a bunch of stuff that I got on the archives, you know, that stuff. Like I said, you'll see if it works or not. Fort Myers girl, 17, dead from coronavirus. I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing at the fact that you got rich people stealing the what do you call it? The minorities' ideas. Just, I mean, I don't believe. I just think that no matter what you say and put in, you just don't want a specific calling all of the shots. You'd rather take the shots from the one that's calling them. And you see where that got you. Fort Myers girl, 17, dead from coronavirus complications. That's coming from Tampa Bay. Is it that Florida? Yeah, Tampa Bay, Florida. Yeah, that's Florida. Thought everything was good. You gotta go back down there, slice, fire up your base. Notes from the news, June 24, 2020. The Notebook. I mean, the Notebook is that you have no plan for what do you call them? Minorities. You just have plans for government officials, public workers. So it's like either you with it or you not with it. And from the looks of things, it's a lot of people with it. And like I said, I don't like anything oversaturated. It's bad for business. Oh man. And you've oversaturated everything. From the internet to advice categories to counseling to behavioral atmospheres to what you should look like, to how you should act, to how you should say things, to what you should do with your body. And how you should do it. What you should take for your body. And what you shouldn't. Right? That's what I mean by me getting in there and changing a lot of these situations, because the president can do it. And he doing everything else. Especially in the time of COVID. You need to ease the pain of losing either a loved one, someone, or anything like that. Because, like I said, all lives matter. But this system here is sent to divide and conquer, whether you believe it or not. Because you'll be forced to say I'm one of them and I'm not one of them. When in all reality, we all humans. Descendants from Adam. If you really want to get technical. KSNV TV. That rhyme, by the way. The news, 3 teams up with Las Vegas Raiders for training. You're going to get enough for taming up because I done told you the game is oversaturated. Man, it's oversaturated. You got branches off for the same things. More mask rules to take effect in 7 Oregon counties. No, that was Ohio. You threw that, but now it's in Oregon. Like I said, man, you want to give them $4,000 to travel, spread that Rona everywhere. When high-end, expensive businesses is suffering, like the travel industry. People been under quarantine. Agriculture Department proposed draws testimony that, listen, since you got the freedom of speech, I don't even think it's obligated. It's just not fair to be obligated to testify in any situation, because you can make something up at any time. Like right now, they're telling us the COVID is going down, but the news saying something else. It's moving all over the U.S. And then I said, well, what does the test prove? And what data and research are you obtaining from the disease? University of Michigan to drop out as presidential debate host. Like I said, man, the states are taking the situation into their own hands because Trump implemented that. And if the states don't do what he says, then the states won't get no funding from him. Conspiracy. Yeah, they said the conspiracy is to try to get someone to do what you want for pay. That's a part of it. Police news. Like I said, you can't go further enough to prosecute or what do you call it? What is it called again? Impeach a president after you did it, but oh man, what news today? Michael Brown in court, coronavirus updates. I mean, the list goes on and on of names that the president has on his desk. And he circumvented these names throughout who wanted the most. And I said to myself, is it really that bad? because you gotta speak up. I can't hear you, America. Only thing I hear is the president and world leaders. After you try to protest and things got violent, not between the protesters, but between the ones that was controlling your protests. Conspiracy. Because like I said, after that went down, you got fireworks going off and I said, well, it's so much illegal activity that's taking place, it's ridiculous. I said, well, you looking for that retaliation of illegal activity. Nope. Nope. Not at all. Not at all. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because I realized to have this stoop that low, you gotta be losing already. I mean, not to the point where you're losing as far as it shows politically. You're losing as far as worldly. Because China is up 4.6%. And you're in recessionable stages. Man, because you want to take ideas and advice, but you don't want to take the main one, which is make the money machine. You'd rather deal with the same old money machine that prints out the same old amount. The world is on to it, man. Just like the world is on to what's taking place, but the things that's taking place gotta pay you. And if, like I said, he threatened to shut the government down. It's pretty much shut down still. Remember the 30 days, your furlough workers and all of that and everything else? As coronavirus cases rise, hotels discount. That's what I said, man. You want to discount hotels, but ain't nobody going to them. The beds might have, you know what I mean, COVID sweat in them. But you want, you know what I mean, mask and all this other stuff. You defeating the purpose. Basically, FBI subpoenas records from put in Bay police overnight news links. You have ran out of people to arrest, so you need to find people to arrest. Yeah. They said the jails was overpopulated. You started building more of them. So you feel as though it's big business because once you get out, you're desperate. And like I said, I'm not. Nor was I in the process of it before. But I realized that people only go by what they see. And what you see is not what you get in most cases. Because like I said, you want something to attach to something. And I want nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Anything corrupt, nothing to do with it. Neuroscience. That's another thing you've been lurking from. Neuro. Alum wins prestigious award from America. You can experiment on people all you want. Because it's best for you in a situation like this. Texas man drowns Henry Fork. Accident. Local news. 8. like I said, between the things that's coming out and the stories that you have, like I said, I don't want to do anything to 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 cause any destruction or any discomfort in a time of pandemics. 'Cause it did a number. I don't know the number exactly, but it did one. And now we waiting on the president to decide whether he can reopen or not. And like I said, you gotta stop buying time, man. You gotta face the facts. Mask wearing becomes potential hot button in Utah, other states. I don't know what a hot button is, but please don't hit any buttons, cause like I said, you want to jump out of trades with China because they won it. What you thought was gonna happen? You get yours, they get theirs. Texas man, I'm not laughing at this, but because it's so much more to what I'm thinking about. But like I said, I gotta wait on executive orders. Texas man drowns in Henry Fork accident. WHO reports largest single day increase in COVID-19 cases. Cardinals player react to news that baseball will return. March for change set for Sunday. I mean, if you're gonna throw the baseball in there, you might be playing baseball in the wintertime. That may be interesting. Brazil and U.S. drives new corona infections. Whoa. New York Times has more of that. Four-season luxury resort in Lanier to reopen July 1st. Okay. You want to keep opening these things up because you can't open them all up at one time. And you prefer things to open up that you think going to bring in the most revenue during the traveling season of the 4th of July. Like I said, I wouldn't travel the way they hanging people out here. They hanging people. They following you somehow through your phone. And they monitoring every place that you ever been whenever they want to. And especially for me, because they see me as something that I'm not. Which is, what do you say? He said all Muslims are a threat to the United States. I'm not a threat to the United States. I'm just not. An even stronger foothold. News, sports, jobs. Majority of voters plan to cast ballot in person. Nah, I already got the letter in the mail stating you can mail it back in. So I know you. Like I said, are we full of lies? Are we? Or are we going to face the facts of the truth? 13 arrested in Nigerian Square late Tuesday night. Listen, man, you created that. You told them that they could do this and do that, and then you put the. That's why I said I don't want no parts of corruption, man. No parts of it. An even stronger foothold. news, sports, and jobs. Because I wanna change the message for the youth. That you can actually be someone on your own merit. Because if I tell you you could be someone by gathering up with me and you believe it, you gotta deal with those consequences later if things don't go right. COVID-19, like I said, I'm supposed to be a business major. COVID-19 across Chicago, Oak Park, Chicago news. But then, like I said, with that, there's so many extra loopholes that I didn't, like I said, it was pointless at that point. 2 injured dirt bikers rescued in separate events. Local news 8. Like I said, in order to start a prosperous business the way I planned on doing it, I needed at least $100,000 to get the buildings. At least another $100,000 in insurance. And then another $100,000 just to run the place for about 6 to 7 months. UT Austin temporarily changed standardized test score. And that's another thing. Like I said, I can't depend on others to give me that $300,000. I gotta somehow make $300,000 and then spend it. Ah man, UT Austin will temporarily change standardized test scores. You can change anything you want at this point, man. I fall asleep during corruption hours, man. Corruption fees, corruption this, corruption that. The injustice against minorities. Government Carney issues statement on Senate confirmation states. School news graduates name honors list released. Like I said, you're gonna have graduation until next year. So react your graduations because the certainty of next year has yet to be unveiled. I'm sorry, to yet be unveiled. MPD communication tower approves for what? Like I said, between Google implementing your cities, your states, and you giving them your offices and government officials access to Google datas and all of this extra stuff. It's a trap and pretty much an invasion of privacy in more ways than one, because you leaving a person vulnerable and not being understood that they're vulnerable. Halt country semi-wreck injures. And like I said, don't you pay for the privacy of your phone? Halt County semi-wreck injures 1. News, KMelon.com. Arrest made after drug bust in Idaho. Idaho. Falls Hotel. That's it, man. when rich can just make this stuff legally and call it a business. Everybody wants to make a little money, don't they? Like I said, man, you make the money, you gotta spend the money. You gotta spend the money, you gotta make the money. But it's always the same, either close to or a little more. But then you gotta think of the time, the effort, everything else that it takes. And I said, well, the rich get richer that way. When is there going to be a breakthrough of change? Like I said, if things change, that means the rich will have to come up with their own ideas. They have to come up with their own new implementation. That's why I said I don't have $300,000 cash, just access to get it right then and there. But with that being said, man, a lot of minorities don't, and it's a lot of minorities. So yeah, I get it. The celebrities want to show off their riches and show off their stuff to influence you to try to think that you're capable of. I mean, you might be capable of it, but the money itself isn't capable of giving it to you. I may have said too much, and someone may have got angry just now, so I'm gonna keep this one kinda. Able to breathe a little bit. That being said, peace.